single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hey guys, it is Kelly here, and I've got my good friend Jenny Love from Florida, and she is a good pal of mine, and I just want to bring her on, just want to chit chat with her, talk everything paranormal, girl talk. So, Jenny, are you here? Let me bring you onto the stream. There she is. How are you, beautiful?
I'm good. How are you?
I am really good. It is what, 8 o'clock your time?
Yep. 8 o'clock.
Okay. So, I'm not used to interviewing other people. You're my second interview. I'm used to being the one interviewed. So this is real fun. I just want to sit down, girl talk like we were having slumber party back in high school. Is that okay?
Right. Cool. Sounds good.
So I don't know if I know your story as to how you got started. You may have already answered this before in your other streams. Can you tell me just real quickly how you got started in the paranormal? I think she's frozen.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. I've just had so many different things happen.
Uh-oh, her internet's out. Jenny, where are you?
I'm back.
Yeah, your internet's cutting out. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know why. I'm using my my iPhone actually to do this, and it usually has really good signal. So hopefully it doesn't do that again. But yeah, so I basically just started, looking for evidence and looking for answers and things like that. And I noticed that there were other people, doing paranormal investigations on YouTube and stuff. So I basically just gave it a shot, and I started off doing it for fun. Like, I never imagined that it would go this far. I was mostly doing it just to kind of document things, and I uploaded it for like family and friends to watch and things like that. And it just kind of went on from there. And
so did you have like an experience that just like was an epiphany, like, oh my gosh, this stuff isn't amazing? Or was it just you watched it on TV and was drawn to it?
well, both actually. But
Okay.
my very first experience was when I want to say about 12 or 13 years old, and I was living in Syracuse, New York, and my parents had like this really old house. Like, they bought this house. It was super old. I can't even begin to tell you how old. I mean, it had to have been like mid 1800s. I mean, it was old, but it was a gorgeous house. And they gave me the bedroom that had the doorway that went up into the attic. So from then on is when I really started to experience a lot of my first experiences. I was hearing like footsteps going up and down the stairs and what sounded like, people trying to open the door. Um, and then several years later, well, many years later, actually, when I was about 20, with my oldest daughter, she was just a baby. And I had laid her down on the couch because I was going to run into the kitchen to make her a bottle. And I was afraid she was going to roll off the couch. So I put like some pillows there to stop her just in case, even though she was too little at the time, I believe, but you never know. And when I came back in, I saw my grandmother, who had passed away just a few months prior. And she was just kind of standing there looking down at my daughter. And then she looked back at me and she was just gone. And I think that's what really did it for me, because not only did I see an apparition, but it was my grandmother. So after that, I just tried to do everything I can to find answers. So
Yeah. And how old were you at this time? This is you when you were young? Or
I was, well, when I saw my grandmother, I was about 20 years old, because I was 20 when I had my oldest daughter, and she was just a baby at the time. So
yeah. And speaking of like just women in the paranormal. So I just started this like 6 months ago, and I didn't have any like major instances before like 6 months ago. And 6 months ago for me, I just happened to install some security cameras at my house and started
Mhm.
catching some things. And it just made me fall in love with it. And so the only experiences that I'd had with the paranormal before that was what I saw on TV with like Ghost Adventures and Zach and Ghost
Oh
Hunters
yeah.
and things like that. And that's kind of the stuff that it was like, it happens to other people. It doesn't happen to you or me.
Yeah, you'd never expect it to.
Yeah. And so I guess my impression of, the paranormal investigators were all men. Like that's what I thought.
Yeah, the majority were.
Yes. And so I thought I'm going to show you how naive I am. When I came into this, I thought I was the only female investigator. That's how
wow.
naive I was because I had only seen those 2 shows. And so when I came into this field, I was like, there's a lot of women in this field and they're really, really good. And
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's not more on TV that
Mhm.
that represent us. There's a few sprinkled here in the shows, but I'm waiting for the all-female Ghost Adventures cast.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would
Yeah.
definitely watch that.
Yeah.
That would
So
be awesome.
there's some great women in this field and they know their stuff. And it's amazing to be included with you and with them. And I just love it. I can't get enough.
Yeah. It's really nice to see, and especially the support and everything
So
is
tell me about
awesome.
your support. Have you felt, how long have you been doing this? Like,
I've been doing
uh-oh, she froze again.
Oh, I think I
there
lost
she is.
internet again.
Okay.
You know what happens? I get like these notifications that come down and it interrupts my internet for a second. It's really weird. But yeah, so what was the question again? I'm sorry.
How long have you been doing this? I think
Since mid-October is when I actually started. Me and my husband, we went to a hotel just to kind of get away for the weekend, and we heard that the hotel was haunted.
which hotel is this?
It's a Days Inn here in Port Charlotte, but it used to be called the Black Swan or something. There's like a moth in my house.
I thought.
But you know what? And it's funny because we always say, like, whenever we come across moths, we say that's my husband's grandfather because his nickname was Moth. And so anytime, and moths love me. Like, I don't know what it is, but moths, like, they dive bomb me everywhere I go. I'm getting dive bombs like by moths, and I'm like, I showered today, I swear to God. And I look at my husband and I'm like, please tell your grandfather to leave me alone. But
I'm trying to do an interview here.
I know. I don't know. They love me for some reason. But
well,
yeah,
so you started in October. I guess YouTube or the True Investigations.
Yeah.
I started in July, I guess. And you've grown pretty fast. People said that I grew really fast or my YouTube following grew pretty fast, but you're right on track with like how fast I grew. So love watching your stuff. I noticed that you do a lot of cemeteries and a lot of necrophonic. Is that how you said necrophonics?
Yeah.
The app. I have it downloaded. I don't use it very often. So tell me, and I noticed in your interview with, I guess, Brian and Lex, that you love that app. So explain that app to me, and maybe you can convince me to use it a little bit more.
Well, I mean, I mostly just started off using that app because for me personally, the Radio Sweep spirit boxes, I can't, like when it comes to editing and stuff, I can't sit there through the, you know what I mean, noise.
Yeah.
It really gets to me. So, I noticed that like Omar and, Mo Sargi and them they started using it. So I gave it a try, and I actually, did a lot of research on it. And I think Lex was the one who said that he, hooked it up to his computer to see all of the, the stats and stuff. And he said there was no actual words in there. It was just like sounds and like, like 2 letters put together, 3 letters put together just to like kind of make sounds. So I did the same thing. And there is a gigantic list of just sounds, but not actual words. So that's what kind of boggles me, because it's like these full words and sometimes these full sentences come through and you're like, how the hell,
Yeah.
So for me, I believe that necrophonic gives spirits the tools to be able to communicate with us better. because it gives them like the sounds and the pitches and the things that they would need to create fuller words instead of one quick, you know, and you're like, okay, I'm trying to think of what that word was because I can't, I
Yeah.
got to hear it again. But yeah, so for me, I believe that they can communicate with us a lot better doing it that way.
It is. I have had a lot of success with the spirit box.
Yeah, I've seen your videos. You get some really good EVPs.
Thank you. And I have tried the necrophonics, and I guess it sounds so spooky to me.
It does. At first, I was like terrified of it.
I'm scared of it, and I'm not really scared of a lot of things, and just the sound of it kind of scares me. I think that's the only reason why I haven't really used it a lot, just because of the creepy factor. But I definitely need. I spent $9.99 on it. I definitely need to use it
and try it out.
Yeah, I need to add it to my stuff a little bit for sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, so anybody for the viewers here, if you have a question for me or Jenny, please jump on in at any time. Okay, so have you gotten your stimulus check? You don't have to answer this yet. If you
Yes.
Okay, so I just bought some equipment with my stimulus check. And
I did too. I actually just bought a camera.
Well, my question was like, I'm going to build an SLS camera. So I bought the parts and I went to Amazon and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. This is the first thing I've ever built. So I'm going to build that. So my question for you is, with the stimulus money, what have you used or what have you bought with it in the paranormal field?
So far, I bought a camera. It's a Canon. It's a really nice camera. I don't know the exact whatever it is because my husband literally has it out right now taking pictures in cemeteries because he's that excited about it. But I bought that, and then I think my husband ordered I don't know what they're called, but they're these little devices. They come in like a 6-pack. And when the cat's behind me.
Oh, hi, cat.
And when you put them in different spots, like around the room or around the area you're in, if anything comes in contact with it, it's like little REM pods, I guess you can say.
Okay.
Like little mini REM pods. But so far, that's, I think, all I've bought in as far as
my bucket list is the next couple things I need to get is a REM pod. Mm-hmm. I don't have one of those. And then I need a thermal camera. And I just wish that things in the paranormal field were not so expensive. It seems
it is. Expensive. That's why you have to just get it little by little and slowly get there. Yeah.
Okay. What's your investigation bucket list? Like, where is I need the top 3. Give me your top 3 places you want to go.
The top 2 places, the top 3 actually, I plan on going to one of them this summer. I'm aiming for July. I'm trying to aim for July, which is out in California, to do the Queen Mary and the Cecil Hotel.
You're going from one end of U.S. to the other.
Yeah, and the Cecil Hotel as well. I want to try really hard to get in there. I heard that it's really hard to get in right now, but I guess they're letting people in if you pay them. So,
well, I just saw Chris Starr got in.
Yeah. The guy that she was with actually offered the guard $500 to let him in, and he took the $500 to let them in for an hour. So that's what happened with that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you offer them some money, they might let you in. But I also heard that they're going to start taking, like reservations or appointments.
Okay. So
to investigate.
They're trying to do it legit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of under the table.
But I'm really excited about that because I've been invited by a few YouTubers out there to do the Cecil Hotel. But this coming up, or actually next Monday, I'm looking over here because my calendar's over here. But next Monday, on the 29th, I will be going to the Mirador Bed and Breakfast, which is in Spring Hill, Florida, I believe, or Brooksville. One of the two. One town's right next to the other. But I don't know if you've ever seen anybody do a video there. A couple of YouTubers have been there. Omar and Jody Dean actually did their Halloween music video in that house. I don't know if you've seen that. It was called Scary Scary. Okay. It's like a really, really old Victorian, like out in the middle of nowhere. And it's super duper haunted. And they ended up turning it into a bed and breakfast, the people who bought it a few years ago. and they allow you to go in and do investigations, and they give you the entire house for the whole night. Like everybody leaves, like nobody stays around. So and it's only $130, which is
That's
really
cheap. That's
wicked
really
cheap. Yeah.
cheap.
So I booked that. I'll be going there on the 29th. And then, of course, I have Omar's cottage, which I'll be there from the 5th until the 7th, his clown cottage.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, I'm
You get
excited
your
about that.
autograph, girl. You just high up on the list. Yeah, I have a question down here. What's your next investigation? So you've already answered that.
Yep. And then the
So,
Arcadia Opera House, too. We don't have it booked, but we do have it lined up to have like Urban Ghost Urban Explorations is going to join us. And a few other people. We're aiming for next month to hit that up too. And that's right here in Arcadia, Florida, about 15 minutes away from me. And that's super haunted. Ghost Adventures, I believe, that show with Zach Baggins. They actually went there.
okay.
And they saw like apparitions dancing together on the floor in front of the stage. And they were like setting their
Is that
flashlights.
the one where the strippers were dancing on the stripper pole?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But that would be funny. I don't think I saw that one. But yeah, they had a whole bunch of stuff going on there. So I'm really excited to go there.
Okay. Do you have your signs? Because I do like to play this game with my guest.
Yes, I do.
Never have I ever.
Yes.
And so you kind of upgraded me. I have my signs. I have, and I have not. And you went colored. Okay. So, I mean, go big or go home, Jenny.
I mean, I was out and I saw the colored paper and I'm like, that'll be perfect. That'll work.
Perfect. Okay. So my first one we have you ever been too scared to go back to an investigation site? Have you or have you not been too scared to go back because it was so bad? I have not either. Not
I have
yet.
been terrified to go back to places, but I went back anyway. Like I suck it up and I go back anyways. But yes, I've been scared. Like my husband has to drag me to some. Well, Indian Springs Cemetery is probably the biggest one. That's the one where I don't know if you've seen it, but we got chased out of that cemetery by like legit spirits. I'm not even kidding. It was crazy. And I was terrified to go back. But a couple of my husband's friends were like, I want to go there with you guys. So I sucked it up and I went back. And then, of course, we went back again a couple of weeks ago when we were trying to contact Mary Sandlin over there. So, yeah, I was terrified to go back, but I did go back.
Did they chase you out again?
No, thank God,
Okay.
no.
Do you protect and cleanse? Do you protect before and cleanse after? So what's your protection and cleansing?
Basically what we do is we pray when we get there, and then we pray before we leave, and then we tell the spirits before we leave that, you know, they're not allowed to attach themselves to me, John, or anybody, and they have to stay there, and they don't have our permission to come with us. And, you know, we try to cover all bases as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay. Number 2. Have you ever done an investigation collaboration? And in fact, I think Emma, she asked this question in the comments, but I didn't want to quite bring it up because it was actually in.
Oh, yeah. Do you all investigate solo? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you ever done a collab investigation? We both have. And I think it's so cool that we can collab. This is one of the few, I guess, types of jobs, I guess you could call this, where meeting other people and just learning from other people is a huge bonus.
Yeah.
I think this job is way too hard. And I do think it's a job. It's a calling. It's a job.
Absolutely.
It's very dangerous. And
Yes.
It's dangerous for your family.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I think when you collab, you learn from each other and you get new ideas. And it's so cool to meet other people in this field. So tell me who you've collabed with.
I've only collabed with one other person so far, and that was Vinny from Lost Souls Paranormal.
Okay.
And he met us over at Fort Ogden Cemetery because I think he lives like 45 minutes away from me. So he lives in Fort Myers, I think. So we met at a cemetery that's kind of in the middle of us, and we collabed. And we were there for like 3 hours, and he was live, and I just recorded and uploaded later. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I have not been successful with like my lives at an investigation site. As you could see at the Tilly Willy Bridge, I had no reception. It was,
Yeah, I noticed that.
and I don't know, Sean has Verizon and I have Sprint, which has, merged to T-Mobile. So I don't know if it's that.
Yeah, see, I have Verizon too, so I never usually have a problem, but I guess it depends on where I am.
Yeah, so apparently Verizon is the place to be when you want a live. Actually, I have scheduled a live for Sunday and at my father's cemetery. So
Oh, cool.
hopefully it works out. I have not, yeah, this is going to be an emotional one for me because I've not visited his cemetery in probably 20 years since I was a little
Oh,
girl.
wow.
I've been too scared. It's been too emotional for me to do so. He died when I was real young. And so, Gary Galka, the one who created the spirit box, created it for his daughter, to speak to his daughter who had passed away. And I thought, this would be a perfect time to try to communicate with my dad to see if that works.
Yeah.
So hopefully the live will work. We'll see if Sprint or / T-Mobile cooperates. Okay, next question.
Okay.
Never have I ever investigated with your family. I think I already know this answer. Never have I ever investigated with your family. I have too. And obviously your husband, right?
Yeah, my husband and then my daughter went on one investigation with us.
Okay, so how old is your daughter? Let's talk about that.
The one that I have 3 daughters actually, but the one that came with us, she's my youngest one. She's only 14. And she surprised the hell out of me because when we got there, it was dark when we got there, and she got right out of the truck and she started walking all over the place. I had to stop and do my intro, and I went to go look back to see where she was, and she's all the way up there, just bebopping around, looking at all the headstones, and I'm like, damn girl, you go. So yeah.
So
my mother is actually coming down next month as well, and she's going to be doing some investigations with us as well. So she's really excited about that, and she lives in New York.
Okay, so how did you tell your husband and your kids about you joining the paranormal world? Because it was kind of touchy for me. I didn't know how to introduce this to them. Hey, your mom is investigating ghosts. I don't know how you feel about that. And
Yeah.
my daughter is 14. My son is older, and he was all about it. I wasn't worried about that. I've been kind of.
I think I seen a video of you and him and his friend or something in the cemetery doing the Ouija board.
Yeah, well, this friend is kind of like my adopted son. He's his best friend, but he's over at my house all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the cemetery with the Ouija board. That was intense.
Yeah, that was intense because I think something next to you was moving or something.
The Melmeter just slid across the ground.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what?
I thought it was a frog. I thought because all I heard was the leaves moving. Mm-hmm. And of course it was right here. The camera was facing this way, and my sons were looking at it from the front view, and they saw it move, and I just thought it was a frog jumping.
Yeah.
Until I, reviewed the footage. I didn't know, but my daughter was asked about it, and she is 14. So how did you, I didn't know, I did a poll, I think on Twitter, about how old do you think it's okay for your kids to investigate with you. Most said 16, some said 14 if they're mature enough, some said 18. Mm-hmm. So how did you okay that with?
Well, with my husband, I didn't really have to approach him because me and him kind of started it together. Mm-hmm. But with my kids, my oldest daughter, who is now 20, she's weirded out by it because she doesn't believe in any of that. And my middle daughter, who is 18, she thinks it's cringy that I'm a YouTuber. And
so she doesn't blast you to the nation.
She'll watch some of it, but then she's got to turn it off because she's like, I can't watch my mom on camera. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But yeah, she thinks it's cringy. But again, my youngest daughter, my 14-year-old, she's all for it, and she's cool. Interested in it. Yeah, she actually has. I don't know if you want to call it the gift, but mm-hmm. She claims to speak to spirits, and she has sleep paralysis. So of course they have that thing where you see things that aren't there and stuff like that. So she swears that they're there, and she talks to them and they talk back. And so, yeah, it's weird, but
Well, I mean, just support it. I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
totally. My son, when I first started this, he was like, "Oh my gosh, mom, this is so weird." And then he would move things. Okay, let's say that this cup is here. He would take something on the counter and he would move it. And he goes, "Oh, was that your ghost, mom? Did the ghost move it?"
I'm just kind of
He would,
making fun of it.
he would mock me,
Yeah.
or he would wake up and move something and go, "Oh, the ghost did that. The ghost did that." And then he would, he would pretend like he wasn't interested, but he would check my YouTube subscribers and be like, "Oh, you got 500. You're getting pretty good. You got 600. Not
Yeah,
bad."
but see, now he's secretly keeping dibs on
He
you.
is.
So
He's a secret admirer. And so, like, when I passed 1,000, he's like, "Nice job, mom."
yeah.
But they don't spread it anywhere. My daughter did say the other day, she's like, "Mom, one of my friends at school says he watches your videos and you're pretty cool." And I'm like, "Yes, I'm a junior high hit. I'm a hit at junior high."
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I think we're actually going to the Arlington Hotel in Hot Springs tomorrow.
Oh,
It is
cool.
haunted, so this will be kind of her first experience.
Oh, that'll be cool.
We shall see.
You're
Okay.
going to be
Number
recording that, right?
I am. It won't be live. I do better not live. I'm
Yeah.
learning the whole live thing. So I'm getting better at the lives, but that's not my comfort zone. But I've got to get out of my
See, I
comfort
have
zone.
yet to go live myself, but I'm going to have to learn how because I plan on going live when I do the Mirador House and the cottage and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Arkansas X Files. Yes, we're going to the Arlington, and I booked the Al Capone suite. So the Al Capone suite, we're
Oh.
leaving in the morning, and apparently Al Capone, he's been all over the place. There's people in Florida that said he was there too, but he apparently rented the whole fourth floor for him, his bodyguards, and his other gangsters, and he had his own suite. And it's a super fancy suite, and there's a trap or secret door still in the suite where it's an underground passageway where if he ever got bombarded by the FBI while he was there, he could secretly escape. And I've got
Interesting.
that suite, so
Wow. That's going to be cool.
it's pretty pricey though.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I can imagine.
But stimulus is worth it. Well, putting the stimulus to good use. All
exactly.
right,
I mean, you're going to get it back tenfold later on anyway. So
exactly. And I figure this is so fun. I mean, I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
yeah,
Like, I have a full-time job that helps support this, and I do this at night and on the weekends, and I love traveling and meeting new people and going these places. So
yeah,
I have nothing to complain about.
it's awesome. I love it.
Number 4, have you ever investigated outside of Florida? Oh, girl, we got to get you out of Florida.
I know. There's actually a couple states I want to go to, not only California, but I want to go to New York. There's a couple places in New York I want to go to, like Bolt Castle, for example, in Alexandria Bay. Super old. Oh my God. I used to go there all the time just to go there. And like me and my mother used to go there too. And her and I used to get like, whoa vibes every time we went there. It's definitely something going on there. So that's probably another thing that's on my bucket list.
I've never been to New York. That is on my bucket list for sure.
Yeah.
You've been to New York, you just haven't investigated there?
Well, I grew up in New York.
Oh, that's where your accent comes from.
Yeah, I was born and raised in upstate New York.
Okay. All right. Number 5 is going to get kind of serious. You ready for this last serious question?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever been bullied online? You haven't?
Not yet.
No Twitter drama, no Instagram drama. Everyone just loves
You know what?
I was about to say.
I forgot about that little Twitter thing. Do we really have to talk about that? No.
No. We don't have to go into details.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, I have that one little, yeah.
I had one too, and it was when I first started. And it was with someone pretty famous, and I didn't know they were famous, and I really wish I hadn't of, because I didn't know who they were.
Hmm.
We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, they yeah, it was
Wow,
pretty
somebody famous, really?
yeah. And but I told you I'd only seen like 2 shows. And so I
Yeah.
didn't know half the people on in the paranormal world, and I was so naive and just running my stupid little mouth, and um you know, they ran theirs too. So
Yeah, yeah.
all
It's
good.
always a two-way street.
I know. It's all good. Okay. Um let's see. Let's check the
Yeah, I haven't really been paying attention to those.
questions.
I have to look down to do that.
Ecstatica, hello, how are you? Seven Souls, hey girl. Seven Souls is super excited. She's been a sweetheart. She's followed me since the very beginning. Matt says you're a cool mom, or me. I don't know. One of us is a cool mom, or we both are. Bob asked where everyone is from. He is from Inverness. Is that how you say that? Inverness.
I want to say
Florida?
Bob is from Florida, I think.
Yeah, he says Inverness, Florida.
Okay, yeah.
I am originally from Dallas, Texas. I was born and raised in Dallas, and migrated to Arkansas, which is where I'm at, is right on the border of Oklahoma and Arkansas. So like I drive 10 minutes and I'm in Oklahoma. So I do a lot of my investigations, Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, the deep South for sure. There's a lot of Civil War investigation sites.
Yeah, definitely out that way for sure.
Yeah, a lot
cool.
of Native American investigation sites. So super sad. I just finished editing and uploading my OKC memorial site. I will tell you that has been my most epic and intense investigation I've done so far. I'm so excited to put that out. I worked it's like half documentary and half investigation.
Cool.
I really like to tell stories, like the background stories of my site.
Yeah, you're really good at that.
Well, I guess it's just because I'm a history teacher.
Yeah.
And it's like the history of a site or a place is so important to me that I want to paint that picture before I get started.
Yeah.
And you're really good at your questioning, and you get some great responses, and your editing skills have come so far. I look back at my first videos and I'm like, oh my
God.
I
know. I do the same thing. I'm like,
I'm so embarrassed to even leave them up.
It's like sometimes, you just want to take them down, but you're like, then I'm going to lose those view times.
Yes. So like, and then one day I'll make fun of myself and go, look at my first video compared to now. But you just got to jump in and get started. And I literally do everything on my phone. Like,
me too.
Good. Like I haven't used my computer to film, edit, upload anything. It's all on my phone.
Well, the editing part, I do edit on my laptop, but I film everything on my iPhone. Like everything.
Yeah, I don't even
I find it easier.
Yeah, I just don't. It's like, why would I transfer all of my stuff to my computer and then transfer it back or back and forth when it's just right there? I can do it all in one place.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one day whenever I get, big and famous, I'll actually have a nice little Apple computer and do it all there. So we'll see. Vanessa, she's a newbie. And I was so scared, Vanessa. I don't know. You didn't really ask a question. But to get started, but I just jumped in with my phone and kind of just built my YouTube around my phone. So just get started with whatever you have and buy the equipment as you go and just get more.
Even if you have a cheap phone, like an Android, like a cheap Android or something, I mean, that works.
Yeah. And with that Necrophonic app, that's really all you need. That do you use an EMF reader? Do you have one?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, I get asked the question, what are the top 3 equipments or pieces of equipment that I have to have. And it would just be my camera or my phone, my EMF reader, my spirit box. And literally I can do just about any investigation with those three.
Exactly. That would have to be my top 3 as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I actually carry that. Well, obviously my phone with me all the time, but the spirit box and the EMF reader is in my purse all the time. Cool. Yeah. And I guess it's just because I just never know when I'm going to come across a site like, the abandoned church investigation site I have up. It was literally last minute, drove past it, saw it was abandoned. I was like, oh, that's a really cool, creepy place. Let me jump in there. And I just happen to have my stuff on me.
And you never know if anything's going to happen. So
yeah.
It's always good to be prepared.
Yeah. And when you have a purse, I mean, hello.
Yeah.
There's a bag. You might as well put that stuff in there. Men don't have that luxury. Okay. Tell me about Randomnautica, because I have not done Randomnautica at all, ever. Yeah. And you have?
I have, I think, 4 times.
Oh, and tell me about that.
And I'm still kind of on the fence about it, to be honest with you, because I feel like every time I try it, like nothing happens. I mean, sometimes it does, but it's nothing too concrete to where you're like, oh my God, this is real. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think I'm going to stop doing it, to be honest. And I've had people ask me to do more, and I'm just like, you guys are just going to literally watch me drive around because nothing's going to happen.
And I think, Google, all I have to do is Google haunted sites near me or haunted places near me or
exactly.
I think hotels near me. And there you go. You have a haunted place and you didn't have to drive and spend $50 in gas doing it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So save that $10, however Randomnautica charges. I don't even know. And
Randomnautica itself is free.
Oh, is it?
Of course, yeah. I mean, but of course you have to. You're driving all over the place, so you have to fill your tank up, and it's just. I don't know.
We'll just stick with Google haunted places near me.
Yep, that's exactly, because then you get a lot better results, and you're not like playing a game, you know what I mean? Because that's Randomnautica is considered a game. So
is it? Okay. Well, I'm glad I never jumped into that trend. I think I'll just stick with.
I mean, I mostly did it because it was being requested. Like a lot of my viewers were asking me if I could do it, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. And I tried it, and the very first time I did it, we got some results, but it was the first time. So I'm like, oh my God, I got to do it again.
Yeah.
And then
it gets you addicted. It gets you hooked.
Yeah, but nothing happened. So. Nothing happened after that, but I mean, I keep getting requests to do it, and I'm just like, okay.
So Bob has asked a question. Do you have a spirit that seems to follow you around, Kelly, like Jenny has Will? So before I answer that question, who the heck is Will?
I don't know. About 2 or 3 months ago, I was on an investigation in a cemetery, and this guy named Will came through. He was just like a really like creepy, like dark voice. He was like, Will. And then me and my husband just happened to look over, and the tombstone that we were standing next to, the guy's name was Willard. So, I mean, I'm imagining that he was called Will for short, you know, when he was alive. And ever since that day, like random times when I'm using the necrophonic, Will comes through like all the time, and I never hear him come through on anybody else's necrophonic, so it's really creepy. And I have no idea who he is.
I'm gonna do necrophonic and see if Will wants to play with me, and we'll see if he wants to square up and leave my friend alone.
Let's go, Will.
So to answer your question, no, I have not had anyone named anybody follow me. I did have kind of I wouldn't say an attachment, but after the abandoned church investigation I did, the one that I told you I just happened to come across, and it wasn't smart because I didn't protect before, and I didn't do a good cleansing after, and because it was kind of last minute, and I just filmed and thought about it later, but once I was in there were animal sacrifice remains. You could see that there was.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh my gosh.
It was very dirty. There was cigarettes and dirty underwear and beer. And I felt like I needed to take 100 showers and it still wasn't clean. And I felt very thick and heavy afterwards and depressed. Like it,
Yeah.
and I think Sean asked me about it, and I felt, and he said it was an oppression. So it's not really, it wasn't really a person, Bob, that followed me, but I felt oppressed by whatever dark entity was there. And that really taught me for sure to do it right before and to cleanse after, and not just to jump in and get excited about investigation and not follow the right steps. So
Yeah.
definitely learned my lesson.
And you learn how to protect yourself more and more as you go along.
Yeah. And especially with us having children, we definitely don't want to bring that home.
Exactly. Yeah.
To our kids because they're so vulnerable. And
spirits love kids.
Yes. I will say my kids have been super supportive, except for the one time that I investigated or brought home those haunted dolls. They were so mad at me. They were like, "Oh my God, Mom, you can do anything. Just don't bring those freaking haunted dolls to this house."
Oh no.
Yeah, my mom. My daughter was not happy, and they're sitting right behind me.
I was going to say, do you still have them?
Yes, they're right here. I'm going to get up and get them. And there's like this little office right behind me that they sit, and they want me to box these up and throw them away, and I have not. So
that's Snow White doll. I feel like you were getting a lot from her.
Yes, she had an accent. Like she had like this British accent.
That's so weird.
Yeah, they're not fond of these things, and they have not been mad at me for anything that I've done except for those dolls. So just FYI, before you bring some haunted dolls home, ask your girls.
Let your kids know, yeah.
Because they go by and see those for sure. Well, all right, Jen, do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't think so. I think we got a lot covered.
We did. Well, I appreciate you. I'm glad you got your gift.
Yes.
The Gemini gift. We are soul sisters indeed.
Definitely.
And I guess you sent me something back. And so
I did.
Whenever I get that, I will blast you all over the place.
Yes, it was shipped out today. So you should get it in about 3 or 4 days.
Okay, I cannot wait. So be careful on your next investigation. And
thank you. You too.
Love you, girl. Keep on rocking the paranormal world, and whatever I can do to help you, I will. But you don't seem like you need my help. You're rocking and rolling on your own.
Well, like I was telling my husband today, I said, Arkansas is really not that far away.
It's not. Come on over.
We gotta collab sometime. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Well, I love you. Stay
love
safe.
You too. Thank you so much.
Sweet dreams, and don't work too hard, and good luck on your next investigation, sweetie.
Thank you.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye,
everybody.
All right, guys, we will see you later. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for coming on here, Jenny Love. We love you so very much, and be checking out her channel. I'm going to put all of that in the description box. Her Twitter, her Instagram, all of that. She's amazing, has been a super supporter of me since day one. And all the girls in this field need all the love that you can give us. Appreciate you. See you next time. Bye.